All I'm going to say here is Star Citizen, eat your heart out because as I'm recording this the morning after Starfield Direct, this is like the number one trending video on YouTube right now. Why? Because Starfield looks amazing and it's all of the things that Star Citizen has claimed that it's making, but yet has taken them, I don't know, 15 years and extended delays and future creep and feature creep and more delays and more delays and more delays and let's sell a bunch more ships and everything else and blah 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 blah. And yet here we have Bethesda and Xbox coming together to release this upcoming masterpiece, which is coming out theoretically, could be delayed again, but theoretically this is coming out this September. Now, I was previously not necessarily hyped for this game, definitely looking forward to it because I enjoy all things Bethesda. I just love their games. I've loved all the Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, etc. I like the Fallout games they've done, although I still hold a special place in my heart for the original Fallout games all those years ago. But watching Starfield Direct yesterday and seeing what they actually have for this game, I see all of the things that they claim they want and are building towards in Star Citizen and Squadron 42. We have exploration. We have thousands of planets. We have outposts building the outposts. We have crafting. We have great environmental art. We have fast-paced first-person shooter combat. We have over-the-shoulder combat, if you want it that way. We have tons of guns and lots of ways to diversify your guns. We have spaceships and lots of different spaceships and an endlessly customizable array of starships and ways that you can customize those based on the way that you want your unique ship to look and feel. There's also the ship-based combat. There's the fact that you can go dock with space stations and dock with other ships, and you can choose to be a pirate and like board those ships and take everything that they have. And I could go on. The point is that this game looks like it's everything that we've been hearing Star Citizen talk about for years and years and years and years and years, and yet they're failing to deliver on. I know a lot of people will say, yeah, but I'm having fun. I'm in early access, and I have early access too. I backed the Kickstarter for Star Citizen years and years and years ago. And while I am definitely looking forward to that game, and I have no doubt that when it comes out, it's going to be amazing, it's also taking forever and they continually are adding more features to it. And I know the defenders are going to say, yeah, but they're building towards something that's just amazing. And if you don't understand that, yeah, blah, 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 blah. I get it. I'm not actually ranting against Star Citizen. I'm poking fun at because I actually am in Star Citizen's camp. I am all for what they're building. I can't wait to play it. Not so much Star Citizen as Squadron 42. What they've built with what they're building, I should say, with Squadron 42. Is that what it's called? I might be missing on the name again. It's been so long since I've paid attention. I actually love the idea of that, a single player storyline set in space where you've got a ship and an avatar and a storyline and everything else. And it all sounds great, but it's taking forever. And yet here we have this amazing um, game that's coming out from Bethesda, and it's pretty much done. Now, if you haven't watched the full Starfield Direct thing. It's like a 45-minute long video. If you didn't watch the live stream yesterday, I have a video up as of Monday morning, which is covering the overview with all of my commentary and everything else. Plus, I've broken down all the individual segments talking about, like the character customization and the. I mean, look at that! Look at that! Like getting up. This is all what you see in Star Citizen's endless alpha that never, ever, ever ends. Except, unlike that you don't need a bleeding edge PC to run it. This is already coming out. It's been optimized. It's ready to launch. It's coming out in a couple few months. I mean, we're in June. We've got July, August. It's coming out in September. So yeah, 2 months away. You have 1,000 planets to explore. So much to do. Like all of the things we've been hearing them talk about. It's here. It's ready. It's coming. And I'm going to be able to play this on my Xbox Series X. I don't need a next generation computer to play it. I don't need to be playing something that's in a continual state of alpha that hasn't been optimized or isn't performant ready. There's actually something here. I could touch it, I could feel it, I could smell it, I could taste it, I can play it. And that's something I think that's very, very important to those of us who are gamers, first and foremost. Also, I think the other cool thing here is they're not selling ships. Bethesda's not doing an endless crowdfunding cycle. Like they paid for it. Like their own money along with whatever Xbox put into it when they joined the studio. But this is something that didn't cost an endless amount of crowdfunded dollars and cents and everything else, and an endless array of let's build more ships and let's sell you more ships that aren't even in the game yet, but we promise we're going to deliver them at some point, right? Like there's all these promises being made with crowdfunded games, and yet here we have a AAA studio coming out with something that's actually launching. It's actually launching. You can touch it, you can play it. And I think that's the most important thing to me. What's up, everybody? Commercial break here. I got to give a shout out to our guild champions. It's the highest tier membership here on YouTube. We got Ancient Entity, Crazy as Relative, and Remy D. Thanks so much for your support. And of course, to all of the members here on YouTube, thanks for keeping me on the air full time. If you do like what you see and hear on my channel, don't forget to not only like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon, but please support. Consider me your Netflix, your Hulu, your Disney Plus, or HBO, whatever you want to call it. You can do memberships here on the channel starting at $3 a month. And of course, anytime you see me live or you watch a premiere, you can do super chats and stickers on those videos and super thanks on any upload you see, which allows me to keep doing this full time and paying the bills. So from Chris and I and all of our rescue cats, we say thank you. Let's get back to the video at hand. I see so much potential for what they have here. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I wasn't really hyped about Starfield before. I was just kind of like, hey, it looks cool. It's going to be a sci-fi game. I'm interested. I'm going to play it because it's Bethesda. However, after having sat down now and watched the entirety of the Starfield Direct, I am now convinced that this is going to be the next big thing. Like as big as, Elder Scrolls Online has been for them and as big as Fallout has been and like the communities and everything else, this game already has the modding community super excited about what they're going to be able to do with the modding for this game. As someone who's going to be playing this on the Xbox Series X, I feel like I'm finally going to be able to be getting the most out of my machine because there haven't really been any games that have come out yet that have pushed my Series X and that I really feel. I mean, I've had a lot of fun with my Series X, don't get me wrong, and I love my Game Pass subscription. I think it's totally worth it. I've played, I don't know, probably 100 games on that thing since it came out, but this is the first one I've looked at and said, hmm, this looks good. This looks like it's going to push the limits of what my machine is capable of. And I really love the idea of a story-based RPG that also has the unlimited exploration component and also all the, crafting and the ability to build outposts, customize your outposts, to build ships, to customize your ships, to customize your avatar, to customize your guns, to have a storyline that's there in place, kind of like the Squadron 42 component. I will say though that one of the big differences here is this obviously is not a flight sim as opposed to that's kind of what Squadron 42 is all about. It's about being a flight sim, and sort of the entirety of Star Citizen is built around being a flight sim that has an RPG component in place. This is more like this is an RPG that has spaceflight attached. So there is kind of a difference there between the two. But when I look at the genre they're both targeting, it's the same thing. We're shooting for a huge RPG in space that has the ability to go do lots of fun stuff in that atmosphere, to have a ship, to have outposts, to explore thousands of planets, an infinite universe, and all this other stuff. We've got procedurally generated planets. We've got all this cool lighting technology stuff happening. But I think the difference here is this is the traditional Bethesda. You've got lots of RPG storylines and companions that are going to go along with you. You're going to have romance options and everything else. And I know from the beginning, Star Citizen has been building more towards this is a huge multiplayer online MMORPG as opposed to a single player RPG. So I understand there are differences when you talk about Star Citizen versus Starfield, but the joke here is that this is everything that people say they want out of that game. But really, it's more about sort of like a Squadron 42 versus Starfield. But those of us who have been around since the beginning of Star Citizen remember when Squadron was a part of that vision and was supposed to be all part of the same project, and then they decided, oh no, we're going to split it all off into these segmented stuffs. So I guess this is me having a rambling kind of not a rant, but just saying, hey guys, as much as I love Star Citizen and Squadron 42, and as much as I believe in what they're building, and as much fun as I've had in that alpha that never ends, which I'm going to poke fun at forever. I'm actually going to get to touch and play this in September. And I didn't have to crowdfund this. Matter of fact, the only thing I had to do was have an Xbox Game Pass subscription, which I think is pretty cool. The fact that, I'm going to get this because I have a subscription. And if I didn't, I would just go buy it either way. I'm looking forward to this. I don't know about you. Love to hear your thoughts. I'm sure we're going to get the haters coming out and be like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't understand Star Citizen. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. See you in the next one, everybody. Until then, stay safe and happy gaming.